Take a look at A Woman's Touch. This is one of my favorite segments in the morning. Every single Tuesday and Thursday, we do have A Woman's Touch. Now, today we are looking and wanting to celebrate one of Zimbabwe's finest female engineers that we do have. Today we celebrate engineer Joy Makumbe, who is a civil engineer who's taking Africa by storm, and also right here in Zimbabwe. She is currently the permanent secretary of the National Housing and Social Amenities Ministry. Let's get to hear her story.
My name is Joy Makumbe. I am a civil water and sanitation engineer. Because of my job, I travel a lot. I've been to Uganda. Currently, I'm in Tanzania doing project supervision. I grew up in Houghton Park in a family of 6. I did my primary education at Houghton Park Primary School. And then secondary education, I went to St. David's Bonda in Mutare. My father worked as a quality control, and he was a scientist, and he's still alive. He is a scientist. So in our house, there never was any issue of saying it's either boys or girls that can be scientists. It was open for everybody, depending on their interest. And as we were growing up, I used to go to my father's company during the holidays just to work there. He used to put me in the mechanical department. I used to work with the boys there. So I got an interest in engineering. I got an interest in just seeing how things function. That exposure in engineering when I was still young. At A level, we just used to talk as girls that, if you want to do engineering, you had to do maths, physics, and chemistry. It was just talk amongst ourselves. Unfortunately, that time we didn't have any career guidance to know if you wanted to be an engineer at university level, what subjects did you need to do. So through a discussion with my friends, we decided to do maths, physics, and chemistry if we wanted to be engineers. And I remember there were 9 girls in our class who did maths, physics, and chemistry. And those are the subjects we did. Actually, people used to call them the mad people's combination. At time in my other job, when I was much younger, there was a gentleman, he was my supervisor, and he was asking me out on a date. So I was not interested. I told my mom, I said, no, there's this gentleman who is really bothering me on this issue. So she said, no, give it time. I think he'll get it, that you're not interested. He got to a point where he actually got me expelled. He got me fired suspended from the job. So when I got suspended, I went back to my mom and I said, you know what? I've now been suspended because of that gentleman. And for me, I'm tired of this. I don't want this nonsense. So I'm just going to put in a resignation letter and I'm leaving. You know what my mom said? She said, you know what? If you, at your position, throw in the towel and run away, what about the other young girls that this gentleman has been? A few months ago, this happened years ago. Some guy from back then, he approached me and said, do you remember your issue with this company and how you fought and won? You really were an inspiration to my daughters. And I was like, okay. So, we make impact even when we don't know. And I'm happy I actually came in. And that was because of my mom. She's a fighter, that one. She's a fighter, and she will encourage you to fight for what is right. The time I went to university, I remember in our class, we were 2 girls. And we had about 30 boys. I also lectured students at the Polytech and also at the university. For me, lecturing was a way of giving back to the students. I had technical experience on site, so I found that lecturing to the students would be current. It wasn't just from the book. I would lecture them even on current technologies that we're currently using on site, how to approach certain problems from a site perspective. For me, when we're growing up, it was always about maths, physics, chemistry, things like that. But nowadays there's sports and people are making money from sports. So let it be someone's passion, let it be your son or daughter's passion, and you support them in whatever career they have chosen, because someone always gets fulfillment and they perform the best in something which they have passion for. If you're forced to be a doctor, really, you don't perform to the best because it's not what you really wanted to be. You wanted to be a pilot You see, so people always shine in careers of their choice. So as parents, let us support our kids in the careers of their choice. We can guide them, or we can give them more options based on the knowledge we have, but at the end of the day, let them be the ones to choose.
As Good Morning Zimbabwe, we salute and celebrate this very beautiful lady, and that is engineer Joy Makumbe, who is currently now the permanent secretary for the National Housing and Social Amenities Ministry. We really salute you, and for all the work and the inspiration to all the girl children and the women out there that, you know, some of those difficult subjects, one can actually do them and overcome them. And look at where she is now today. We celebrate you today. All right.